host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. The city's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Danny, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so live.
This is Casey Ryerson from I Will Be There of Frederick and Loudon, and you're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, good morning, Frederick. Today is Thursday, September 19th. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. This is show number 121, if you can believe it. I really can't sometimes. Sometimes I feel like this is my first day being live, and other times I feel like I've been doing this for a long, long time. But no, March 31st, this show did not exist. April 1st, we went live. And here we are. Actually, a lot of people are like, oh, I've never heard of the show before. And I'm like, well, I mean, we just started. So, and then other people, when I talk to them, think, oh, I feel like you've been going for years. Some days, so do I, but not today. Also, you might notice I have put up a couple comments on the screen. If you're on YouTube and you leave a comment, I'll put it up here. Just good morning. That's my mama. That's Mama Cone right there. Have a wonderful day, Mama. We hope you do too. It is a beautiful day every day that we are alive and breathing. That's what I say. Got to appreciate that for sure. All right, let's see what we're doing today. This might keep me on track. It may not. You never know. All right, we got Chris Michaels coming up from WFMDs Morning News Express with local news, weather, and sports. Wonder if he has the Bob Miller morning hangover. They celebrated Bob all day yesterday, well, all afternoon. I went by the fairgrounds and said my congratulations as well. I've known Bob Miller a long time. My brother was in his wedding, and I believe he and Linda have been married, well, close to 40 years, I would think. Well, let's see, we're 50, maybe not quite, 35 years or something like that. We're also going to talk about what's happening in Frederick, of course, with our calendar of events for this week, what's left of it, and this weekend. And then I've got Tabitha Brock. She has a company called Travel with Tabby. We're going to talk with her about that. And then Max from Rosie's Tail Training. That is a behavioral training program which deals with issues not like sit, stay, and all of that. It is really about if you've got a dog that might have some aggression issues like food aggression, or maybe you've got dogs at home that are getting into tussles. Well, Max can help you with things like that. That is the behavioral side is what that training program is all about, which is really fascinating to me. And we had those issues several years ago, actually, right before we moved into this house. And I don't know if it was the stress of moving or the fact that we brought in a puppy with our dog, Burnside. Now, unfortunately, Burnside passed away. But had this been 5 years ago, I should have looked at something like Rosie's tail training, because it's certainly going to help train the family and the dog, which is usually what needs to happen. And you can see there on the left, that is our total for Christmas Cash for Kids. I get my totals of merch sales the beginning of each month. So in October, we'll find out what our total is for September. All proceeds will be donated to Christmas Cash for Kids from now through December, because we don't want any kids to go without Christmas. We know how tight things are this year. I'm sure there'll be even more kids in need of some help this year, more families in need of some help. So when you buy the merch, you're helping Christmas Cash for Kids, and you get something cool. Like we've got these, I don't know if you can see it, my 100 show shirt. Yeah, we got lots of those available. We've still got some large and extra large of the OG gray t-shirt. And then we've got the V-necks and crew necks of the royal blue and the dark gray Good Morning Frederick, which has Good Morning Frederick on the back and the logo on the front. Of course, we've got stickers and tumblers and magnets as well, if you just want to help out and you want a little piece of Good Morning Frederick. Whew, all right. Let's see. Oh, subscribe to YouTube. Like that's a new thing, right? We're over 900 now. I want to thank Shannon and Tara for bribing you with the potential to win tickets to see, I think Riley Green is tonight. And there were also other tickets to the fair this week. And they asked you to subscribe to Good Morning Frederick. And I appreciate those of you that did so. And you gotta love it. So at In the Streets, my big thing was obviously getting subscribers. We went from about 800 to just at 900. We got about 100 subscribers just on Saturday. And one of the things you had to do to get free merch was you had to subscribe, you had to text the text line, and you had to like us on social media like Instagram and Facebook. And I love the people who texted and then immediately unsubscribed. I hardly text out. I hardly do at all. But, you know, they just wanted the free merch. I just hope they wear the free merch proudly. It has Good Morning Frederick on it. It's got Frederick on it. Hopefully they wear it proud. So at least, you know, there is a little bit of something, right? But if you're just joining us here on the show and you're like, what the heck is this all about? Well, Good Morning Frederick is literally all about Frederick County. It reminds us how great of a county we have, all the great events, the people, the nonprofits, the local businesses. Look, we got to support ourselves first, right? Let's help the people right in our own county first. Then we can look outside the county and help people there if we can as well, right? It's all about us, all about the people. Oh, I got to say, speaking of a great county that we have, last night, I went to City Hall. They had a briefing for Hispanic Heritage Month, which started on the 15th, September 15th to October 15th. Tomorrow, I think, or early next week, I'm going to show an interview with Damaris Jackson. And she does Acton Children's Business Expo. And I said to her, we were going to go over there together. And I said, oh, why is this run the 15th to the 15th? That seems kind of strange, you know, odd. And she said, well, Hispanic independence was achieved around September 15th or 16th for most Central American, South American, I think, countries. And I said, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, so we run September 15th to October 15th. Anyway, so I headed over to City Hall, saw a lot of great people that I have known and work with. Of course, Sandra from A&S Construction was there. Raul from Taco Bar was there. I saw my friend Ariel. She does Sensi. Who else did I see? Obviously, Richard Griffin from the city, the mayor, Alderman Kelly Russell. Anyway, tons of great people. And I had a great time there, right? Well, I have long days and I'm exhausted. So about 6:30, I'm like, oh, I'll just sneak out And of course, this was being televised as well. I'll just sneak out quietly and just, I've listened to most of it. It's great. Beautiful video they did from some of our Hispanic-owned local businesses. So I'm trying to really nonchalantly sneak out the side door. Well, if you've never been to a city briefing, which I haven't been to one ever, they lock the doors. The doors are locked when the program starts. I'm sure for safety reasons, right? It's locked. Well, when you walk on the side doors of City Hall, it's like a 14-inch alcove, right, to open the door. And of course, I'm trying to not make a lot of noise. I should have gone to the back daggone door, but I didn't. Of course, I went to the front door, which is kind of right in everybody's line of vision. Well, you have to push a button to release the lock on the door. But once I'm standing in the alcove, I couldn't see the button. It says push the button, and I'm kind of looking for it. And I'm like kind of trying to feel, I'm really trying to be nonchalant. It was not nonchalant. I'm surprised Richard Griffin didn't stop the program right in the middle of the broadcast. Anyway, thankfully, a young lady from the city hopped up and helped me to get out the doors. Oh my gosh, so much for... I'm telling you, I do this sort of stuff all the time. So my apologies if I interrupted and anybody was watching and paying attention to me rather than watching Richard Griffin from the city talk about what a great local economy our Hispanic population has brought us. Oh, Lord, I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, my gosh. Anyway, you guys look, I do this sort of stuff, unfortunately, too frequently. But anyway, this is why you want to subscribe. You'll never miss anything. I wish I'd been filming it, but all right. We've also got a podcast, and you can find it on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, and other platforms. And the purpose of me telling you that story was really, this is the kind of thing we go over, right? We have a good time. We try to laugh. We try to have some fun. All right. Very quickly, because I hear Chris has popped in here. The big purpose of this show is to do as much as I can to help nonprofits. And again, Christmas Cash for Kids, all the merch, and Sleep in Heavenly Peace. So I posted on my social media yesterday. I went to look, I get those bucks from JCPenney when I shop there. They had a big clearance sale, and I found some full twin-sized comforter sets. So it includes the comforter, the sheets, the pillowcase, and all of that for $27, which I thought was a great deal. So I ordered several of them because Chris Michael's mom is a rock star, and she Zelled me money yesterday. And so not only did I spend it on 2 of those sets, I also bought some others because I thought those were a great deal. So if you want to order those sets at Penny's, I'm happy to have you ship them directly to me, or when they come in to you, just give me a shout and I will come pick them up because I think that's a great price. And we don't want any of our kids sleeping on the floor. We want them to have some brand new bedding, and we want to support Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Okay. You can drop off any purchases you make at the home of Everything Frederick, which is 401 North Market Street. The shop is open Thursdays to Sundays. And again, I'm happy to come pick them up. All right, let's get this thing started so we don't keep you guys waiting any longer. Thank you to our show sponsor. We help you move, no matter whether you're moving across the street or somewhere around the country. Nicholas and his team of moving experts make the process so much easier. We Help You Move is veteran-owned and a great supporter of our Frederick community. Go to wehelpyoumove.com, and if someone is asking for a recommendation of movers, please tell them We Help You Move, because They are 100% recommended by me. They moved us from our townhouse to storage, from storage to the home we're in now, and they did an amazing job, and they were very affordable as well. All right, Chris Michaels is here. Let's see what he's got to say. Good morning. How are you?
Chris Michaels' mom, hey there, easy now. That's my inheritance. I'm glad you're helping out, but let's go easy. I want to retire at a young age. I'm just kidding.
I know. She's awesome. She donated on your behalf. I think she heard when I said you gave me $5 and she said, you know what? I think I can help out a little bit.
Oh, so we're doing this matching game between me and my mother now? Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to have to take out a second mortgage by the time we're done because me and her are very competitive people. I got to tell you that right now.
She's wonderful, wonderful lady for having raised you. There you go.
Oh, she is. Listen, I have to put up with this for all the years that she had to put up with it, still putting up with it. Yeah, I'll tell you something. You talk about Mother Teresa as a saint. My mother, Mama Michaels is a saint.
I love
it. Good morning, Danny. Before we start, okay, I if I may, I don't like to overstep my bounds here, but I would love to talk to your viewers here. If you get a chance, head to your local gas station, eatery, pick up today's Frederick News Post, open it up, and you will see that me and Bob are in there.
Oh, very nice.
Right, because of yesterday's awards, we both won Sexiest Men in Frederick. And they took our pictures. But no, I'm just kidding. Yesterday was Bob Day.
It was Bob Day.
We were all bobbing together, and 30 years of the great Bob Miller on Free Talk 930 WFMD, legendary voice in Frederick. And we had a lot of fun. Danny, thank you so much for stopping by.
Of course. I wouldn't have missed it. Let me ask you, previous, so Tommy Grunwell used to be on as well, right? He was on WFMD?
Correct. I believe he did mornings before Bob.
Yes. And do you know he was on the air for a long time? Do you know how long he was on the air for?
I don't want to give wrong information. I'm not 100% sure. I have it in our office. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah. I don't think it was 30 years, though.
No. It was not. As a matter of fact, if I'm going to ballpark real quick, I want to say 20-something.
Yeah. So I think, to be honest, the business of radio in and of itself is not for longevity or the faint of heart. So the fact that Bob has remained on WFMD for 30 years, one radio station, one town, is really incredible. And it just shows how much not only this town appreciates him, but how dedicated he is to Frederick and the surrounding areas. So, and you did a great job putting stuff together and getting a lot of that going yesterday. It was so nice to see so much support.
It's honestly, Danny, it's unheard of, okay? People have been in radio stations for 20, 30 years who are behind the scenes, just salespeople. We have the great Kevin McManus, who does news. He's been here even longer than Bob. But to be an on-air personality like we are, to be 30 years as an on-air personality is nearly impossible, Danny. I know nobody else. Even the great Kemosabe Joe, who we both know, has been in 30 different radio stations. So for Bob to be 30 years in one radio station as an on-air personality, not just that, but at a political talk station who gives his opinions, is really unheard of. But it goes to show you that no matter where Bob stands on the spectrum of political aisle, he loves everybody and he gives everybody, no matter where you stand, equal time and respects everybody, which is why Bob is a mainstay in this area.
Agree, 100% agree.
And as somebody who again came from music into this talk radio, you know how hard it was of a transition for me.
Yeah.
Because it's when you go from music radio to this format, it's like take everything you learned in radio, throw it away. Bob has been so patient, man. And I can't ask for, and I couldn't get these words out yesterday, man, because I just struggled because it was hard. But I can't ask for a better friend than Bob, or a better person to work with than Bob in this industry. So, I'm blessed beyond belief to be working with him. So
I love it. And I'm so glad that this has been your foray into a different format, and that you have somebody who has been able to guide
Mentors.
you and help you out and make it fun, which is what it's all about.
Now, I will say I have one complaint before I get to news about yesterday. Okay, one complaint. Okay, that those chairs were so small. Okay, that I have never been that close to two guys in my life to the
When
point where
I wish I should have taken a photo or video of Mike Banks, who is the general
yeah.
manager, sitting in the chair right next to you, sitting in the chair right next to Bob. That was the funniest visual I've ever seen.
I almost had to say to Mike, I never had a guy's beard tickle me before. But it got to the point where Mike was talking to me and he turned around and looked at me to talk to me. I'm like, Mike, look at the camera. Don't look at me. You're a few inches away from kissing me. So just look at the camera when you're talking to me, please, Mike.
It's like whispering
There's anything
sweet
wrong with
nothings.
that.
It was great.
But I'm just saying. But yeah, so that that would be the only complaint. I literally had my arm around Bob like
You
we were in
did.
a driving movie in the 1960s. Okay, so
That was great. It was
I don't think
great.
you
It was
appreciate it.
very
So
funny. I hope somebody
yeah,
got that. I know you guys were live streaming. I might have to go on the live stream
oh
and just
man,
shoot a still image of that. It was very funny.
I was just waiting for a text from his wife saying, "Hey, leave my man alone. Don't put your arm around him anymore." Thank goodness that didn't happen. But anyway, enough of that. We'll get to news now. I'm sure nobody wants to hear about me and the morning mayor cuddling on live stream
That was good.
on Facebook. All right, the Frederick County Board of I'm sorry. The Frederick County Board of Elections is reminding citizens to make sure they are registered to vote. Election Director Barbara Wagner says residents can sign up by going online, coming out to local elections offices and signing up, or they can request an application to be mailed to their homes. Citizens can also register through the Maryland Motor Vehicle Administration and the Department of Social Services. Wagner says her staff has been out in various events getting people registered to vote. Like all last weekend, people are out at the fair helping people register to vote. We were out in the streets helping tons of people register to vote and giving them information on the upcoming presidential election. So people are getting that information through all kinds of ways, she said. So again, just a reminder, register to vote if you have not done so yet. Firefighters were sent to a building fire Wednesday afternoon in Frederick. Fire and rescue officials say the call went out around 4:12 on the 300 block of Highview Terrace at Field Point Apartments. Firefighters arriving at the scene saw smoke showing from the third floor and requested the Rapid Intervention Dispatch, which brought in additional personnel. The fire was located on the second floor with some extensions. Personnel had the flames out in under 20 minutes. One person was removed from the second floor and evaluated. The person refused to transport to the hospital. Who can blame them with the prices that they are right now? And they just went up. I don't know if you heard about ambulance transport. The Red Cross came to the scenes to assist 2 adults and 3 children who were displaced. Animal control officers were brought in to work with the 2 dogs. And this is another scam going on. I hate reading about this, but it's important that our residents know and understand. An internet scam involving Gmail accounts is currently active in Maryland. The state police financial crimes unit says it has received reports of scammers sending emails to potential victims through photographs of their homes, which were obtained from Google Maps. Now, the scammer attempts to blackmail the victims by saying that they have been viewing pornography, or the scammer has some personal information that can be used against them. The victims are often told to send money via Bitcoin, or the scammer will release the information. State police are urging residents to be careful with links and websites. They say don't click on the websites or links that you don't trust. Malicious websites can look like, well, legitimate ones, but then they are some slight variations in the spellings and logos. So if you see something odd, don't click it via your email. See, it just goes to show you it's dangerous nowadays on the internet. You got to be very, very careful. Taking a look at the weather. Today, mostly cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy this afternoon, high of 82. Cloudy skies. I don't see any rain in the forecast, so we should be good today, hopefully, for the Great Frederick Fair. And then tonight, mostly clear, low of 58. And taking a look at tomorrow, TGIF, mostly sunny skies, high near 85. So we're looking at a fairly nice day for the fair tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies, low around 60. So there we go. That is the weather. And Danny, I will be at I'm actually, this microphone here, man, blocks my face, which might not be a bad thing to some people. I'll be that's how people know I was lying about sexiest man alive. I'll be heading to the Great Frederick Fair here shortly. Tonight, you know who's going to be performing? I got tickets to see. I'm so excited.
Yeah, tonight. What is tonight?
Tonight, it's the Beach Boys.
That's right. Yeah. The Beach Boys tonight. That'll be fun.
I am so excited. I'm a huge Beach Boys fan. Now, there's the Beach Boys wanted to do two different bands. There's Mike Love's Beach Boys, who will be performing tonight at the Great Frederick Fair. So there's two original members of the Beach Boys bands in this version of the Beach Boys. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun time.
Oh, it'll be a great time. Enjoy. I might have to maybe sneak out there and see if I can make it and check the show out as well. That'll be good. Mama Cone would like that. Maybe we'll come on out this evening.
Mama Cone will be dancing the whole time. The Beach Boys will probably be on stage.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, my friend. Well, thank you.
Come check me out, Building 9, the Frederick Fair until 2:00 today. So
absolutely. Have a great one. Enjoy, and we'll see you a little bit later.
Take care, Danny.
All right, bye. Oh my goodness. Very funny. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to talk about all the events, what's happening in Frederick, including, but not limited to, the Great Frederick Fair. We've got Tabitha from Travel with Tabby. We've got Max from Rosie's Tail Training as well. All of that is coming up just after this.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shining family beyond compare.
All right, that is going to be a great fun event. You can trick or treat in the trees. You get treats. We are the sponsor of one of those platforms and providing some candy and some fun stuff for you. Probably some stickers to hand out as well. All right, let's talk about what else is happening in Frederick. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Taco Bar. It is Berea Thursday at Taco Bar. They are right on West Point Plaza on Route 40. Berea is slow-cooked shredded beef, and it's served a variety of ways, but the most common one is on tacos with melted cheese, and it gets paired with that consomme, that beef broth. You dip your taco in, and juicy, amazing, because that broth is made from the Berea juices. You can get a Berea taco, a queso Berea, a pizza Berea, torta Berea, Berea fries, and more. Pretty much anything you want to put on your, put a Berea in, you can, or on. Remember, this special is only available on Thursdays at Taco Bar. You can find out more, tacobar1.com. To check that out. All right. We have the most amazing calendar in all of Frederick. I can tell you for sure I spend a great deal of time putting events in here. I've started to add in, and I'll show you this. We're going to click on the agenda tab here so you can see what is happening each day. Today, I believe the kiddos get out 2 hours early, so no one has told me any different. So there you go. Enjoy that because it is midterm already. Hard to believe. The Frederick Fair does open at 9 a.m. this morning. You can go check things out. I was at the Frederick Fair yesterday right after the stream about 10:30 or 10:45, packed full of school kids. So I don't think any school kids will be there today because of the early dismissal. So it should be nice and calm if you just want to go check things out, walk through the building, see all the entries, and maybe grab yourself some delicious lunch. Don't forget the lunch bunch, which is the 11 to 2 free admission to the fair. You have to park in the designated area. Your car must be moved by, I think, 2 o'clock, 11 to 2, or you will be charged admission. So if you want to go and have your lunch and scooch in and scooch out, you can for sure. And that is completely free. So just ask when you get to the ticket window where you need to go. Let's see what else is. The Home of Everything Frederick opens today around 11, 401 North Market Street. You can drop off your donations, pick up your Good Morning Frederick swag. I picked up an Everything Frederick sweatshirt yesterday because I was freezing most of the day for some reason. Everybody's air conditioning seemed to be on high. I'm going to grab it. It is gorgeous. I want you to see it. I love the color. And of course, let me just see. Oh, I can't even figure out how I got things going here. All right. You got the Everything Frederick logo. Hopefully you can see that there. Just $40. It's so soft and was great. Perfect for me. Of course, then I got hot because that's how it works, right? You go from freezing to sweating. And that's pretty much what happened to me yesterday. But anyway, pick up your Frederick, your swag for Good Morning Frederick, and pick up your swag from Everything Frederick and more as well at the shop. WFRE's Country on the Creek is today 3 to 7. They broadcast live from South Mountain Creamery. And you can stop by. Oh my gosh, get yourself some ice cream. Mama Cone and I did that not too long ago, and it was so good. And then WFMD is up the creek at Sweetie's Ice Cream Shop. Tim May will be broadcasting live there from 3 to 6. And of course, then you can stop over at Alive at 5. Looks like the weather's going to be great today for that. It is one of the last events we have this week, the 26th, and then October 3rd is the final Alive at 5 of the season. I cannot believe that we are coming up to the end of that run. It seems like we just started. That's what I feel like anyway. All right, Friday night, you've got to check out oh my gosh, I was doing other things and I forgot to do it, but Friday night, you can shop at the Frederick County Parents of Multiples Kids Consignment Sale. This is not VIP entry, regular entry, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is that it is at 79 West Frederick Street, which is the Walkersville Fire Hall's Carnival Grounds building. Okay, so that's where it is. If you've got young kids and you're looking to pick up some clothing, toys, and other things affordably, you can do that there. Tomorrow night is Riley Green with John Morgan at the Frederick Fair. I think tickets may still be available. I don't know how great the seats will be, but if you want to hang out and see Riley Green, you can at the Great Frederick Fair. And then Saturday, the 21st, I'd love for you to head over to Attaboy Barrel House. Get your tickets for the Love for Laughlin Hockey Championship Gala. You can click on that link. It is bit.ly/L4L Gala, and it is case sensitive, so please do that if you want to check it out. Your ticket includes unlimited food and drinks, or your food and drinks are included. They have Mission Barbecue food. They've got Attaboy Barrel House beers, plus some wine and some cocktails, I think, as well. Go and enjoy and help this organization to make sure we don't lose any more of our great Frederick County residents due to sepsis. That is their one big function, is to educate providers, urgent cares, emergency room personnel, as well as our residents on what to look for with sepsis and how it can go from not so urgent to very urgent and life-threatening. Okay, so you want to go ahead and check that out. Frederick Fair on Saturday night, final night for the Frederick Fair. Casting Crowns, the Christian band, is playing, and that they are great. They were here a few years ago, and I know very enjoyable for a lot of people. Casting Crowns, a great band. And that closes out the Frederick Fair for this year. The 162nd Fair will be in the books, okay? And let's see, on Sunday, you can hang out with the Flying Cows if your kids want some skills refreshers with players who have played at close to the highest level. Most of them played in college and on the road overseas. You can do that. The kids have a great time. It's a lot of fun. And our Flying Cows team just has the best time hanging out with them. There's also game day at Benstown. If you want to watch the NFL, but not really watch the NFL, if you want some good food, great beer buckets, $15, domestic beer buckets there. That starts at 1 o'clock, or maybe go to Benstown for brunch and then stay for a little bit of the football as well. All right. Also, other dates I would love for you to keep on the radar. The 28th is Saturday. That is the Festival of Flight. It is the 28th Festival of Flight at the Frederick Airport. It goes from 9 until 4. At 10 a.m., there is the remote control aircraft demonstration. At 1 p.m., the Maryland State Police Trooper 3 helicopter will do some demonstration as well. And of course, there will be a bunch of static displays, which are just airplanes that are set up along the tarmac so that you can check them out. There'll be some activities for kids as well. Great day to check out our local airport. Coming up October 5th, it is the Oktoberfest 5K Fun Run to benefit Key City Foundation. October 26th, it is Canines on the Creek. That's from 2 to 5. I would love to get them to 100 dogs participating. I would love to get some of our shelter dogs at Frederick County Animal Control. I would love to get them out there, out for the day. You know, you can borrow a dog for a day, kind of like the library. You can check them out and check them back in. How fun. I'm going to talk to Bethany and Sean to see if they have some of those pups that love to dress up in costume and be out amongst the people. And we're going to see if we can get some volunteers to take them out and participate in that event. And then the Second Chances Road Rally is coming up November 2nd. All right. If you have an event you want included on the calendar, please email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. Whew. All right. Always some great stuff happening in our town, though. And if you notice on the calendar when you go there, I have started to input some of our high school sports events in as well, because you don't have to have a kid that goes to the local high school to support them and their sports, because you attending the sporting events helps the school by getting money back to their athletic department. So I would say, if you can, support the school right in your area that you're districted for, and then you're going to see your neighbors and your friends who are in your neighborhood at those events as well. Get a group together, head out and support your local high school sports programs. All right, quick break. Then we're back with Tabitha with Travel with Tabby and Max from Rosie's Tail Training All of that is coming up just after a couple quick messages.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come fling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art's splatter room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they are right here in Frederick. They specialize in roofing, siding, windows, patios, and decks, and even gutters. Pretty much the whole exterior of your home, they can take care of for you. You're going to want to call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. You can, of course, visit them online as well, ansconstruction.net. And remember, as a Good Morning Frederick viewer, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Please tell Sandra that Danny sent you. And saw her last evening, which was phenomenal at the kickoff to the Hispanic Heritage Month. And she is featured on the video that the city created, which we love to see. Way to go, Sandra, for that. And we love all of that. Oh, goodness gracious. And just want to say,
this portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
Ah, yes. I want to thank them. They took care of Mama Cohn's Honda yesterday and took care of Nissan Murano that we're going to see. It's going to be the Good Morning Frederick car coming up soon. All right, let's talk about who is making our market phenomenal. All right. Market Makers is sponsored by CK Nails, your full service nail and spa salon. They offer manicures, pedicures, facials, waxing, eyelash extensions, and more. You get a free cuticle oil combo gel manicure with any pedicure in September. That is a great deal, ladies. I think Mama Cohn and I need to head over there before the end of the month. I need a pedicure. And I wouldn't mind a free manicure as well. Go to cknailsfrederick.com, get pricing, book your appointment, and see a full list of all their services. cknailsfrederick.com. They are located on Christopher Crossing in Whittier, in that little shopping center. But it connects to Monocacy Boulevard. That's what it turns into, Christopher Crossing. So head over there. It connects all the neighborhoods pretty much from Walkersville all the way through Northern Frederick. cknailsfrederick.com. Tabitha recently moved to Frederick with her husband and brought her travel business with her. Now, Travel with Tabby is helping people get away on their vacations. I would like for you to meet Tabitha Brock. Time and time again. Selfishly, I do this show just so I can meet incredible people. And my next guest is no different. I want to welcome Tabitha Brock to Good Morning Frederick. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am great. How are you today?
I'm excellent. I have no idea what happened there. Let's see if we can start this over. Goodness gracious. Let's see. We're going to add her back. That's very interesting. That has never happened before. Always a first time for everything. Poor Tabitha. Let's see. We're going to get this back up. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Let's go to today. Good morning, Frederick. Sorry. Of course. Why not? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we be all crazy? Let's see if we can get her back up. Time and time again. Selfishly, I do this show just so I can meet incredible people. And my next guest is no different. I want to welcome Tabitha Brock to Good Morning Frederick. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am great. How are you today?
I'm excellent. So we just met online basically a few minutes ago. We were just chatting before this. I love your story, and I know we will get to your travel business because that is the most important reason that we're here. But I love every single thing we just chatted about. So you are fairly new transplant to Frederick from North Carolina.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, if you can tell our audience, what brought you guys here to Frederick?
So last summer, we were looking for a place to move to. And I had just read an article saying that Frederick was one of the most dog friendliest towns in America. So I was like, let's go. I mean, I love animals. I love dogs. So, I mean, you can't have it better when, you're going to a dog friendly town.
This is very true. Now, did you move up here? I didn't ask you this before. Did you move up here with either of the dogs that you have now?
Actually, no. I did have a dog. His name was Charlie.
Oh,
he was 14 years old.
yeah.
And a month after we moved here, he didn't get to experience the best part of Frederick.
Oh,
he passed away the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh my goodness gracious. That is the most heartbreaking thing about owning pets when you've owned them all the time. Unfortunately, we say goodbye to them too frequently, I think. However, I think his spirit lives on because it didn't take you long to bring two dogs into your life.
Yes.
So you had a friend who contacted you about your first dog. Tell me again the breed that you have.
He is a Shepsky.
Shepherd and Siberian Husky. Does he do the crying like Siberian Huskies do?
Oh, yes. At 9:00, that's his bedtime. And if we're not in the bed with him, then he is crying and howling and just basically being a 2-year-old child.
Oh my goodness. And then you tried fostering and you failed immediately, which I would do as well. So I totally appreciate the failure on that part. And what kind of breed is that dog?
She is a mix.
Oh yeah, I have one of those too.
She's a mix. She had a rough life. She was part of a breeding ring. So she had a hard life. They say she was 3, but she's much older because of the life she had.
Yeah.
But she loves to sleep till 10 a.m.
I love it.
Yeah, she's a perfect dog to sleep with.
Yes. And before we get too much further into this, I do want to thank your husband for his service. He is a veteran. And I know for family members of veterans as well, we thank you for supporting him during his service to our country. So we really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So now the reason we're really here is to talk about you do some travel business called Travel with Tabby.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me how you got into this.
So when my husband retired, before he retired, I was trying to think of something that I could do. We love to travel. So I was like, I want to keep up the traveling. So I started researching on being a travel agent because, if we've traveled a lot being military family, then I know my places.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. I basically do a lot of cruises, a lot of luxury vacations like Sandals resorts. And, I can go, do pretty much a good bit of Disney too.
Very good. And, I asked you, I said, because the whole perk in becoming a travel agent is to travel on a discount. You said you've been so busy, you haven't even been able to get out much. So
right. Well, we travel a lot around here because we were new here.
Yeah.
So everything we're experiencing here has been a new experience.
That's right. And we like that. You get to know the region. And you get, that is one of the greatest things about Maryland, and especially Frederick. We have access to so many great different things. So you get to experience that. Leading up to that, though, what has been your favorite vacation thus far?
Bahamas. I love the Bahamas.
Yeah.
It's quick and it's easy to get there.
This is true. This is
Yes.
true. If you just need a little quick getaway.
And like I'm a fan of like day flights, hop a flight out of Baltimore, go to Daytona for the day, Miami for the day, and fly back. And it's a day vacation.
Oh, wow. I like that too. So you've done that?
Yes.
That's really interesting. That is really interesting. That's a great idea too for people who say, they don't get much vacation time. It's hard to take off if they only get a day here or there. You can still pack it in full of fun. What's the easiest way for people to reach out and find you?
The easiest way is to call me 919-344-2527, because I like to give each of my clients, I don't want to have them to go through getting hold of me through email and it gets lost. I want to be right there with them every step of the way of their travel planning.
Yes. Where's some place that you really want to go but you haven't been yet?
Australia is our place. That's our dream place. We have been talking about that since we were dating.
I lived there for 7 years. So yes, this is the one thing, I think the one place every American that I've ever known says, oh, I have to go to Australia. Yeah. Now you can do it. Now that he's retired, and you can take the real time you need to do it, because you can't go for a week, even 2. Great place. I 100% recommend it. What are your favorite or most popular trips that you do?
Royal Caribbean cruises.
Okay.
Everybody loves Royal Caribbean and Celebrity.
Yeah.
I thought when I first started it'd be Carnival, but it's the Royal Caribbean they're amazing.
Yeah, that's who we travel with. That's who the only cruises I've been on, really, I think, are Royal Caribbean. So
yeah, I mean, they are really good. And if you want like the party ship, that's when you go to Carnival. That's like the first, for kids, or Disney. Disney's a good one that I book a lot of. But people are usually good for Royal because they also deal with autistic children. They have that special program for autistic kids to where they can different packages for them.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Sandals Resort is amazing for a couple's getaway.
Love
you
sandals.
You cannot go wrong with sandals.
What's like the top destination for sandals?
The Montego Bay. I mean, it's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I highly recommend, even, I am a travel agent, but if you just have a travel agent when you travel, because they make your life so much easier. If something goes wrong, your flight delayed, like when Jamaica had that airline strike a few years ago, I had 5 clients who were stuck in limbo. We got them rerouted, but then there was people calling me and I'm like, well, I didn't book you, so I can't do nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
So I mean, yeah. So travel agents have a little bit of extra stuff they can give you as a client to make things, more funner for your trip.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Excellent. Okay. So if there was one thing you'd want our viewers to take away and know about travel with Tabby, what would that be?
So with Travel with Tabby, not only am I there for you as a human, I also started up where I'm pet sitting also for my clients. So I have like different packages to go with that also, because I've had so many people coach me go, oh, do you pet sit? No, but I can. So I started adding that into packages for them around here. So because I've had like people say, oh, my sitter left 2 days for their trip. Okay, well, I'll help you. I got you.
Oh, so, very nice.
Yeah. So, but also, I am there from step 1, from talking to you to booking the trip all the way to the very end to when you get home. I want to know that you had the best trip ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Well, we know we are going to be seeing lots more of you around Frederick, and wish you all the success with Travel with Tabby. And thank you guys so much for becoming the newest members of our community.
Thank you. We're excited to be here. We love it.
All right. Want to thank Tabitha for that. Sorry about those technical difficulties before. I'm glad we got those sorted out. And let's think about maybe lunch or dinner. Looking for a great place to eat, and I decided to take my mom to Thai Merrick. What did you think?
Oh my gosh, it was just so beautiful. You didn't want to eat it. It was a great presentation, and I tried things I had never tried before. And you walk away just with scrumptious on your mind.
Oh, yeah. So they served us a tea and an iced tea. And none of us are big iced tea drinkers, but it was one of our favorite things, wasn't it?
Oh, it was sweet and light and delicious.
It was. And then the curry puffs, I think they were.
That was one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It reminded me of something my mother and grandmother used to cook. It was excellent flavor.
Well, if you want excellent flavor, great presentation, I mean to be stuffed, head to Ty Merrick, 1170 West Patrick Street in Frederick, tymerrick.com. Ah, yes. Oh, so good. Have to head back there. Haven't been back there in a while, so that would be good. All right, let's talk about another company making our market great. Market Makers is sponsored by Antietam World Travel. Travel better with Antietam World Travel Service, your gateway to worry-free journeys. With their extensive network, unmatched experience, and personalized services, you can explore the world with confidence and ease. When you work with Antietam World Travel Service, you get convenience, experience, and connections. Go to AntietamTravel.com now. Get started on that dream vacation. Max grew up with farm dogs, but had a passion for training, especially behavior modification. Rosie's tail training was born to help dogs with some of the more serious behavioral issues. Let's meet Max. Have a dog and the dog's a little out of control, or there's some things that you would like changed. Well, maybe Max can help you. Rosie's tail training. How are you? Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Frederick.
I'm good. Thank you for asking, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate getting the chance to do this.
Is happening? Oh my goodness. You'd think today was a Friday. Okay, we're going to start this one over again. That's so bizarre to me. I have no idea what is happening. It's just as I move away. Let's see. Let's try again. Have a dog and the dog's a little out of control, or there's some things that you would like changed. Well, maybe Max can help you. Rosie's tail training. How are you? Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Frederick.
I'm good. Thank you for asking, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate getting the chance to do this.
Oh, I'm so excited to learn about this because my dogs have all had bad manners, all due to me, of course. But I want to ask you, how did you get into dog training?
Yeah, so I grew up on a horse farm, which is a different thing for sure. But I got into it because that's where I started, and we had a lot of farm dogs. Generally, they were used for moving stock. So I kind of grew up with it, and I was super interested in it. And so actually, from the time I was about 16 and I could drive myself, I harassed every trainer in my town to let me follow them and to shadow them. And
what a great way to learn, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure I was obnoxious to them at the time, but it served me well.
We call it driven, determined, not obnoxious. That's great. So you started there just really on your own property with your own animals, and then I guess you just fell in love with it? You really enjoy it?
Yeah. So I got this dog. I have this whole story around it. It's called Rosie's Tail Training for this dog. And when she passed away, I got another dog who was, frankly, a little bit of a basket case. Loved her, but really bad separation anxiety, had bitten people, had bitten other dogs. And I went from just doing obedience training into behavior modification, which is my specialty now. So that was
Yeah, that's really great. Like, I mean, because there's nothing that, you get more upset about than a dog that has to be put down or a family can't control or things like that happen. And you hear these horrible stories knowing that 9 times out of 10, behavior modification could really help a lot of animals.
Yeah, that's certainly the goal with it. I mean, very rarely we'll come across something that is maybe out of our skill range or whatever. But even then, it's just a matter of how do you want to manage it, and really what are the next steps for it. So it's a specialty that I'm really glad to work in.
Well, that is phenomenal. So you mentioned to me that you moved recently to this area from Minnesota.
Yes.
This must be like us going to Florida right now for you, I guess, but
A little bit. I will say that the summers there are really uniquely bad. The same things that make it cold are the same things that make it hot. Winds blow off the mountains and stay there. They just stay in this holding pattern until they reach the Great Lakes. So
yeah.
It's got some
Yeah.
pros and cons.
Yeah, but beautiful country, really. I mean, obviously, this would be really nice. Just too cold for me. However, well, we're glad to have you here in Frederick. So tell me what types of how your training works. How if someone were to reach out right now and say they have a dog that they really want to help, control jumping on people or things like that. Is that something you want to take on, or are you really looking for these behavior modification training opportunities with dogs that are maybe biting or things like that?
Yeah, so occasionally we'll help somebody who is really looking for obedience training, but I tend to refer those cases out or to have my colleague take them because I obviously want to help everybody, but my resources are best spent on behavior modifications like aggression, reactivity. So sometimes, but for the most part, I'll refer to easier cases out.
Yeah, understood. So if somebody out there, give me some examples of behaviors that, you really want to focus on.
Yeah. So one of the ones that we look at very frequently when I get called in for is human aggression, whether that is over resources, like if you have a dog who guards their food from you, or is aggressive towards strangers coming in the door. That's a big one. Like, oh, he bit the mailman, he bit, a visitor. Another one is leash reactivity. So if you ever have a dog who's 99% of the time calm, but when they come across another dog on leash, it's DEFCON 5. That's the end of the book. The other thing we work with is dogs who fight each other within the household. We call that intra-household aggression, so cases where there have been fighting over food, over places to sleep, and it's usually dog to dog, not dog to human. But those are all some examples.
It's really stressful for a family because you never know what is going to ignite it. Actually, it was very, I'd always look for when it happened, like what was going on at the time. So, but that's really great because there's nothing worse than a family needing to potentially make a decision to rehome a pet that they've had or whatever, and you just don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, with those trainings with behavior modification, is it a kind of an intensive where someone leaves a dog with you, or is it something you do with the family from day one? How does that work?
Yeah, so we do everything in home. We don't usually do board and trains. First of all, I can't offer them where I live. And secondly, a lot of the behavior that we're seeing is going to be specific to that environment. Like if you have dogs fighting in your house, that's not going to get fixed at a board and train. Resource guarding usually isn't. I think board and trains are useful for obedience training or sport training, things where it could be generalized. But with these behaviors where they're so specific to the environment, it doesn't work that way. So we go out to people's homes. We do offer some intensive training where we'll come, back to back for a week or two so that they're getting the help that they might have at a board and train, but they're still staying at the client's home.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. And you're right. Like a lot of times these dogs will be perfectly fine when they're out and about somewhere else. You got to find what those triggers are or in the household or in that environment. Have you ever had a dog that you were not able to help?
Yeah, it does happen. Generally, what we talk about at that point is like when I first meet with people, it's always the goals, and I'll look at them and say, hey, here's some realities that you might be looking at. Most dogs can be successfully managed, and that's, if training fails, they can at least be kept safe for everybody. There have been a few where management has failed, or the cost of management is so high, like a dog is so reactive that they have to be kept in their room all day, which is not a good quality of life for dogs. Or if the dog has done a lot of damage, sent people to the hospital maybe multiple times, then you have to start looking at, is this safe for the community?
Right.
So it's a hard conversation to have, but I have guided some people through it the best that we can. It's tragic, obviously, but sometimes there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, understood. Absolutely. Do you have a favorite dog breed?
Right now, I would say a poodle. That always changes. I have a poodle puppy who I just got, and I love how he's just so stable and confident, and he does not exhibit a lot of the issues that I work with in my day-to-day job. Which it depends, right? It could go either way. But for right now, I really like him, and he's just a goof. He's a complete clown.
I love it. And he's a straight poodle, not a mix with anything else.
Yep, just purebred poodle. He looks a little bit like a Muppet. If you see him in public, he's this red Muppet-looking dog. That's him.
Oh, very, very good. How can people reach out to you to get, your help?
Yeah. So we have a website, rosiestailtraining.com. We're also on Facebook. I generally advise people to email me or call me directly because Facebook gives me a lot of spam notifications. So website's usually the best way, or email or phone.
Yeah, understood. If there was one thing that you'd want people of Frederick to know about you and Rosie's Tail Training, what would that be?
This might just be for training in general, but I think I would recommend that people just get help earlier. I know obviously I'm a business owner, I'm going to want to say that. But the amount of cases that could have been better or improved if there had been earlier intervention, it's a lot, and it always works better if we can get somebody in there earlier. So that, I think, would be my recommendation.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like anything in life, like when you have an achy back or something going wrong, it's like, don't put it off. You can fix it probably more affordably and faster if you get to it quicker. And I know a lot of people, us included, you make kind of these amends and you adjust things in the household when, perhaps the fix could be, easier. And, I think a lot of it is the people in the household that you have to train as much as it is the dog and getting their behaviors modified as well. So if everybody's on the same page, I think there's a happier household to be had. So yeah, we really appreciate it. I think this is really interesting. I think it's really important for people to have you as a resource, especially if they're adopting, because you just don't know what kind of dog you're getting. You don't know the history a lot of times. I mean, we do Possum Pets every Monday. A lot of these dogs are 2-3 years old, but you don't know what they've been through, and you don't know how they may react. But it's always best to maybe look to see if you can modify the dog before you have to make some tough decisions. So
yeah, definitely.
Well, awesome. Well, we really appreciate your time, and I think we're going to have to maybe schedule a time to come back, maybe watch you with a dog. Maybe we can do something like that, or follow up a little bit and keep an eye on how things are going.
Awesome. Well, again, I appreciate it, and I'm really glad that we were able to talk.
Okay. Lord, I don't know what's happening today, but Max is amazing and definitely want to do some more stuff there. All right, coming up tomorrow, we've got, who do we have tomorrow? We've got Amy and Jen from Hartley House. That's a really great conversation. Plus, I've got Marie Hamilton. P.S. You're fabulous. She is a stylist and helps to buy clothing for people who are blind. And that's a whole conversation I never even thought about at all, that if you are blind, how do you know what to wear? And she is helping that entire population around Maryland. So we love that. All right. Tell a friend about Good Morning Frederick. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Can't do it without your help. Please recommend, share, and ask a friend, hey, have you seen Good Morning Frederick? All right, let's get out there. Let's be great, Frederick.
Come down.